Hello, this is Willie with the Basement Kings. We are in Melissa, Texas, where we're going to be looking at a basement that was built in the early 1800s. And so far, the new homeowner hasn't been able to find anybody that's even willing to look at it past the first room. And I am excited. So let me walk you through down where we're looking at. We can see the front wall. You can see large cracks in the foundation wall. We can see that they're sitting on spot piers holding up the general portion of the house because none of the house can actually sit any longer on the basement walls. So they built a structure that will hold the house separate from the walls. And as you can see, going all the way down, this basement was designed, there's a railroad tie, it was designed to be more like a cellar. And you can see where the old boilers were. This is great. And you can see where the old lines were coming in for the plumbing. And you can see that there's an inflection. You can see that this wall had separated at least 1, 2, 3. That's about a little over 3.5 inches with inflection. About the length of the 3 digits on my finger. That's how much it's pushed out on this section. But on the back side, this inflection is over 12 inches. So it's come out a foot. And you can tell by looking at this block where the boiler was, you can see the ground, and you can see how wide that inflection is. That wall is about 14 inches wide, and it's no longer touching the base. As you can see, the large pillar that fell out recently, which is one of the reasons why they know that this area has to be done. Different solutions were done in the past. You can still see the steel I-beam that was put into place right here. That looks like it's been put in place within the last, I'd say, 30 years. The piling system that's set up with these spot piers, they would look like they're less than 20 years old. We can see some areas where they were trying to seal, and you can see that where water was pouring in through the wall, they put in foam. That foam looked like it's about 3 to 5 years old. So previous owner was putting in some type of injection and foam, closed cell foam, to try to shore it up. Didn't work. And you can see that the breaks are major. This is a job that the Basement Kings would love to do. We would be able to remove these walls, jack up the house, and then rebuild the walls from scratch all the way down to the footer. And the soil is dirt because it was built like a cellar. And that's what the 1800s was like. In the 1800s, the floor was all dirt. And they would put vegetables and food to keep them cool. Right now, I would say the temperature in this basement is about 67, 68. It's almost 100 degrees outside. And the basement's doing its work. But the moisture levels is high. I can smell the soil. And this basement now, other than the AC put down here, you can see they're up on stilts because they flood. And you can see that the water's dripping from the unit. And you can see the hot water heater had to be up at least 14 inches up off the floor. Because water, when it rains heavy outside, this area just floods. It's unlivable as far as the basement itself, which is exciting. Look at that gaping hole in the wall. I mean, the soil. I mean, I can stick my whole hand and go outside. I love the system that they put in, so the house is still usable, even though the basement is not. So that's what we're looking at. And I'm excited that they called the Basement Kings to come look at it. If you like our videos, please click the like button and click subscribe, because that is why we are here. Someone clicked the subscribe button and said, Mr. King, please come out and take a look at this basement that nobody will even glance at after they see the first room And what we'll do is we'll write up how this thing should be finished and sealed. It will be unrecognizable if we actually do the repairs. This floor will be concrete. The walls will be brand new, solid poured walls. But out here, I think we actually have the option of cinder block or poured wall because the ground is really hard, solid. We can seal it 100%. And we can look at the inside and we see all the different supports holding it up in the middle. None of this will be needed. We put some I-beams in here. All of a sudden, this area will have a lot of clear span. That column could stay because it's original, but everything else that you're seeing will be able to be removed. These beams on the outside, just taking up over a foot, they'll be up against the wall and out most of it, depending on what method we'll use. So they'll be able to get this full room back in full range. We'll be able to update the entire basement above what's upstairs. So now we've seen it and we're excited. Let's get busy.
Thanks for watching. If you like our videos, then please subscribe or like our channels and visit us at thebasementkings.net. Thank you and have an excellent day.